Have you ever had a moment where your life changed in the blink of an eye? Well, today we are going to look at a pizza delivery driver who made a split-second decision that ended up saving not only his own life but also the lives of 5 other people. Stay tuned till the end to hear how this brave man became a hero to many. It was an ordinary night for Nick Bostic, a pizza delivery driver from Lafayette, Indiana. As he drove through the quiet neighborhood, he had no idea that fate had something big planned for him. Suddenly, Nick saw a house that was completely engulfed in flames. He couldn't believe his eyes. How could this happen in such a nice neighborhood? But he knew he had to do something. As he tried to figure out what to do, he realized he didn't have his phone with him. He considered driving away, but the sight of the burning house wouldn't leave his mind. He needed to do something. In that moment, Nick made a split-second decision that would change his life forever. He parked his car and ran towards the burning house. When Nick got closer to the house, he heard screams coming from the second floor. He could see the silhouettes of people desperately waving for help. Without wasting a second, Nick started running up the stairs. Every step he took was like a battle against the intense heat and thick black smoke billowing out of the house. But he kept going. His heart pounded in his chest, and he could feel the heat scorching his skin, but he couldn't give up. He had to help those people. Finally, he reached the second floor and burst through the door. What he saw inside was heartbreaking. 4 people were standing by the window, terrified and unsure of what to do. They were an 18-year-old babysitter, her baby sister who was just 20 months old, and 2 13-year-olds. Seeing their terrified faces, Nick knew he had to act fast. He couldn't just stand there frozen with fear. He had to take charge and lead them to safety. "Get out the window!" Nick yelled over the roaring flames. The 4 people hesitated for a moment, probably unsure if it was safe. But seeing the determined look on Nick's face, they knew they had to trust him. One by one, they climbed out of the window and jumped into Nick's waiting arms. Adrenaline surged through Nick's veins as he held on tight to the first girl, making sure she landed safely on the ground. Then he turned around and braced himself for the next one. And one by one, he helped everyone escape the burning building. But as they stood there catching their breath, the 18-year-old babysitter turned to Nick and said, "There's still Kaloni, the 6-year-old. She's still inside." Hearing this, Nick's heart sank. He looked back at the burning house and knew he had to go back in. Despite the danger, without hesitation, he turned and ran back toward the burning house. As Nick rushed back into the burning building, the others watched in suspense, hoping he would make it out safely. But the flames seemed to be growing stronger, making it harder for him to navigate through the thick black smoke. Suddenly, the flames seemed to grow even more intense, blocking the only way out. Nick's heart raced as he tried to find another way out. Just when he thought all hope was lost, he remembered the second-floor window. With renewed determination, Nick started running towards the window. The intense heat scorched his skin and the smoke made it hard to breathe. But he pushed through the pain and stumbled out of the window. To his horror, the flames had spread, blocking the only way out. He could feel the heat of the flames on his back, but he couldn't turn back now. There was a little girl's life hanging in the balance. Thinking quickly, Nick decided to smash the window and jump. With a mighty swing, he punched through the window and jumped. Adrenaline surged through him, helping him navigate the fall. But as he looked down, his heart skipped a beat. The ground seemed miles away. For a moment, everything seemed to slow down. He could feel the wind whipping past him as he plummeted towards the ground. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, Nick's hand landed on something soft. He had found Kaloni. Clutching her tightly, he rolled away from the flaming wreckage of the house. As he shielded his body over the little girl, protecting her with his own body, he felt the searing pain of glass digging into his skin and the burning flames licking at his clothes, but he didn't care about the pain. All that mattered was the little girl in his arms. Struggling to get up, Nick cradled Kaloni close, trying to soothe her as the realization of the situation dawned on him. His hands were bleeding, his clothes were torn, and his lungs felt like they were on fire. But he didn't care about his wounds. All that mattered was the little girl in his arms. Suddenly, he saw a group of police officers rushing towards them. Without hesitation, Nick called out to them, "Please take her. Please take care of her." He handed over the unharmed Kaloni to the officers and collapsed to his knees, overcome with exhaustion and pain. As he lay there, he couldn't help but wonder, "Is the baby okay?" These were the last words he remembered saying before everything went black. When Nick regained consciousness, he found himself lying on a hospital bed. The first thing he asked was, "Is the baby okay?" A nurse smiled warmly and replied, "Yes, she's fine. You saved her life." At that moment, Nick realized the gravity of the situation. He had saved 5 lives that night, and he couldn't help but feel a sense of pride. The news of Nick's heroic actions spread like wildfire, and soon he was being hailed as a local hero. People from all around the country reached out to him, praising his bravery and selflessness. But despite all the attention, Nick remained humble. He knew he had only done what he had to do. As days turned into weeks, Nick's wounds began to heal, both physically and emotionally. He had faced danger head-on and emerged as a true hero. He had saved not only the lives of the 4 children, but also the family's unborn baby. In recognition of his heroic actions, Nick was awarded the Carnegie Medal, which is given to civilians for acts of heroism and bravery. When he received the medal, he was filled with gratitude and humility. He knew he had been chosen because of his bravery, but he also knew that anyone in his position would have done the same thing. Looking back on that fateful night, Nick realized that his split-second decision had changed not only the course of his life, but also the lives of the people he had saved. He had faced danger without hesitation, and in doing so, he had become a symbol of hope and courage for many. Nick's story is a reminder that heroism can come from the most unexpected places. He was just an ordinary pizza delivery driver who happened to be in the right place at the right time. But it was his quick thinking and bravery that made him a hero. Today, Nick continues to live his life with the same humility and kindness that made him famous. He works as a pizza delivery driver and volunteers in his community. He is a true role model for many, and his story will continue to inspire people for years to come. So next time you see a pizza delivery driver, remember that they are not only bringing you food, but they are also bringing you a slice of heroism. Nick's story is a testament to the power of human kindness and bravery. In a world where bad news often dominates the headlines, it's heartwarming to know that there are still people like Nick who are willing to put their own lives on the line to help others. Nick's actions that night were nothing short of miraculous. He risked his life without hesitation, and his bravery saved the lives of 5 innocent people. He is a true hero, and his story deserves to be told and retold. So let us all take a moment to celebrate the bravery of this ordinary man who became a hero in an instant. Let us also take inspiration from his story and strive to be better human beings. Who knows? We may never know when we might need to show bravery or kindness to others, but when that time comes, we must be ready. And lastly, let us thank Nick for his selfless act of heroism. Because of his actions, 5 families will never have to mourn the loss of their loved ones. He is a true hero, and we are lucky to have him in our society. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more inspiring stories.